Hello, disc golf fans. Andrew and Chris here.
Yes, thanks for joining us for our final round coverage of the 2025 Berlin Open.
One of the oldest tournaments in Germany, and I believe one of the most historic ones.
Yeah, absolutely. For those who don't know me, coming from the US, if you can't tell by my accent, getting to know the Berlin Open and hearing the history of Simon Lizotte playing here, winning here.
Avery Jenkins playing here.
Yeah.
So a lot of popular names.
Yeah, so amazing to be here at the tournament. And let's dive right into it.
Yeah. Hole 1, par 3, 98 meters.
Ends up being one of the easiest ones on the course today.
Yeah. In the final round, we have about 9 holes.
Welcome everyone to the 37th annual Berlin Open MPO Finals.
Oh, very well done, Andrew.
Thank you. Yeah, we won't pretend we're live here. We'll throw it down to me
First up
on occasion on the field.
We have, representing Cronacher, Braun.
Yeah, first up, we got Jerome, the local here, 993 rated, 21 career wins already.
Beautiful form, but it looks like he turned it a little bit. Might have a longer putt than he was hoping for to start off the finals.
Yeah, Jerome going into this final round with quite a lead.
Yeah, so we have a great lead card here, but Jerome has the benefit of a cushion, so just needs to play smart, not too many mistakes. He might be okay.
Up next on the tee, representing Ikon, Vetne.
And here we have Vetne all the way from Thailand. He's 988 rated and also got 18 career wins already.
Yeah, I love how international this tournament is, and you can see that represented in our lead card. We'll have Stan as well from Austria. Good drive there.
Yeah, let's watch the nice slow-mo from the side here.
Yeah, I love this off the starting tee. You can see the slight differences in form. Maybe pick up some tips from our lead card.
Up next on the tee, representing Discmania and Wayo, Stan Amann.
Yeah, here we got Stan the man. Fun guy, fun to be around. He's got 67 wins already, 1,003 rated. Came all the way from Austria.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's his first time here at the Berlin Open, but we always love seeing him.
Yeah.
play.
Yeah.
Let's see what he can do.
Ooh, nice backhand Anheuser. I think that's exactly what he wants.
Almost parked.
Yeah. Great way to start off the final round.
Let's see all the power he puts in here. Nice form.
Yeah.
Well done.
Next on the tee, representing Disc Golf Store and Together Better Disc Golf, Martin Cronacher.
Park is amazing, I think. And I mean, just knowing that it has a lot of history with this tournament and the layout itself, I think that's just crazy cool that it's still so similar from the beginning. And for that, it's amazing setup. And with all the German regulations we know in the background, which probably affect making it even better, that's, I think, a really good outcome. So, love to be here. Yeah.
What is it about playing in Berlin that's meaningful and important?
I lived here for 11 years. Right now I actually moved away just almost a year ago, and it's just great being back and kind of being home again. So amazing weekend, meeting friends. That's just really lovely, and yeah, just happy to be back.
Yeah, I shout out to our video editor there. I love that piece. It's always great to talk to Martin. He's a good friend. We've been co-trainers together, but also just a sweet guy, very talented. So, wow, what a drive there. Can't do much better than that.
What a lovely start. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the form there. results in
Rounding out your
part.
2025 lead card, representing Barney Boys Rostock, Hennes Scherer.
Yeah, last but not least, we have Hennes here. He's actually my teammate, Black Ace Open.
Nice.
A little
Nice.
shout out here. He's got 1 career win and is 956 rated. Let's see. He's the only one going sidearm. If I
Yeah, but it looked like the wind got to it a bit, or maybe just nerves starting the first round ends up in a tree.
yeah.
Gonna have a long look for birdie, but par should be salvageable.
Yeah, I mean, hole 1 is a very friendly hole. You can go backhand, sidearm. There's no OB. Actually, there's no OB on the entire course, unless you throw onto
Really
a
far.
road.
Yeah.
But there's no OB in the design.
Yeah. And of course, we have our lead card here who we anticipate doing very well. But as more of an average player myself, I know you can get to hole 1, which is the easiest hole, and you just get in your head and you think, I should birdie this. I should birdie this. And that, that can mess you up a bit. You pull right, left, and the nerves can get to you a bit.
Right. Let's see if T can get this. I think that's Circle's edge.
Circle's edge, it looks like longer than you want on this hole. Yeah, okay,
tickles the
chains
chains.
out.
Weak side.
Yeah, good bid, just not enough. And really, everyone needs to be hitting birdies to chase down Jerome at this point.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see this guy on the longer holes. I know Hennes has a huge arm.
He can throw far. Gets the par.
Yeah, I think the first shot ended up in the trees.
In the trees.
I think we didn't see the second shot, if I'm not mistaken.
Or we were too busy chatting. But yeah, got to a spot, could save the par. There's the birdie from Stan. I think T cleans up a par here. And I was going to say last but not least, we know we have Martin coming up with a tap in from the incredible drive. Yep.
Yes,
Well
done.
deserved. Yeah. Now you mentioned it up top, but for our final round, we do it a bit differently. So we've been playing 3 rounds up to this point of 18 holes. They've selected 9 of those holes to be our final 9 here. So as you see, hole number 7 typically will actually play as our second hole in the final.
Yeah, so we got hole 1, 7, 10, 13, 16, 17, 9, 18, and the final hole will be hole 3. So that makes 9 holes in total.
It makes 9 holes. So very thankful with PDGA Europe here. PDGA Europe, Innova, Disc Golf Store. It's great to see the support and making events like this happen.
PDGA Europe.
So here we have a shorter hole. I think the shortest, actually. There is a Mando here. You see the arrow. We have to play it to the left. I think most players, they go with a sidearm hyzer around the trees.
Yeah, so you have this sort of sneaky gap. I know some other commentators say the sneaker gap or local route. I did try that, actually. But, man, yeah, if you hit that early tree, then par is difficult. So yeah, most players will take the larger gap with the forehand. Let's see what Martin does here.
Yeah, sometimes the grass isn't too high, so you can play for a skip shot, and Martin
Just a
tries
little
that.
skip. But there's also leaves and twigs and mulch, and so sometimes you dig right into it and don't quite get that skip.
Right. That's I would say, a classic route.
Yeah, the higher line can, in this case, push past the basket, but within putting range for Jerome.
Yeah. Jerome's shot didn't look super fancy from this angle.
Yeah.
But it's so hard to get around this tree there.
It is a massive tree. So when you said it's one of the shortest ones, my first thought was like, it doesn't play like it because and then we're just what we talked about, trying the small gap can hit an early tree. Yeah, because I think it's an excellently designed hole with this massive tree, because if you go high around it, high forehand for right-hand players, you can go too long. If you go low forehand underneath the tree, maybe you don't get the skip. And if, as we saw, unfortunately here, if you try the small gap, you can hit a tree.
Yeah.
So short, but really an interesting hole.
And barely, we barely saw anyone skip there because it's a sandy ground. It's loose ground.
Mm-hmm.
So normally the disc will just stick there. Don't move. So great shot here by Martin. He actually got the skip. But still, he's got 12 meters left.
Yeah.
Let's see if he can get that one.
Just wide.
And in case someone is wondering, why is the grass so high here?
Yes. Can
Nice
share a
touch
bit
here.
about German regulations around.
So this tournament is being played in a public park.
Yeah.
So there's actually not too much that can be done. Nice birdie here by Jerome.
Yeah, actually.
So mowing the grass and cutting down the trees, which is actually a good thing, I would say. So just leave it as it is.
Yeah.
But then at the same time makes it
a
really
little
difficult
tougher for disc golf. Yeah. There's a pro and a con. So I think Stan there will take the par, which means Jerome is the only one to birdie that hole. So picks up another stroke. T finishing up the par there. Up next, we move on to one of my favorite holes. I think most people's favorites, but it is tough. So we have this beautiful alley here. What is it? What do we call it? The
Karl-Leitvik.
Yes, thank you. So during the typical rounds, we play at 100 meters. For our pros here on the lead card, we move it back 15 meters. So let's see what Jerome can do here.
Yeah, as you can see, it's an alley, and in the back we have these stairs and the gallery sitting there.
Yeah.
So they moved the basket all the way back to the stairs.
Yeah. So yeah, from this shot you can see maybe a small gallery, but typically just the players, and there you can see the gallery on the stairs. Unfortunate tree kick for Stan there.
And here you see why it's so difficult.
Yeah.
You hit a tree and you're off the fairway, and these gaps between these trees are about 10 meters.
Yeah.
So it's really difficult to get back to the fairway.
Yes. If you miss, like I did, I think every round, hit a tree, bounce far away.
That's a little high here.
A little high, yeah. You get that kick to the right. So a couple of years ago, I was a volunteer, and I was a volunteer on this hole as a spotter, and it was just a great way to watch all the different ideas.
Oh, very lucky here.
Lucky tree kick. It is quite hard to throw straight for 100 meters.
It is.
And so watching hyzer flips, Anheuser lines, putters, it's so nice to watch our lead card here too.
Yeah, I remember the year before, Dennis Damarau, shout out to Dennis here.
Mm-hmm.
He was parking this and he just threw it into the gallery basically.
As we saw there bouncing off the stairs.
That was, another difficulty here towards the left and right, it's downward sloping. So you have to beat the trees, you have to beat the bushes, and you have to beat the little elevation gap.
Yeah. And as you saw from T there, also happened to me frequently. So maybe you miss to the right, and then you're trying to throw back to the fairway, but maybe go too far left. So you can really bounce left and right.
Beautiful approach here by Hennis.
Using the backstop. I know you're a basketball fan as well, so like a backboard shot there. Martin taking his time.
Oh, does that have a chance?
Oh. Watching myself get out of the way there.
Right, Andrew. Nice reaction.
Yeah, thank you. I have many skills. Yeah, so T's in an unfortunate position, but just throwing for 3 here. Yeah, well done. Can save par from there.
Yes, nice scramble game. Jerome with a chance for birdie.
I think that would have been for eagle.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. Yes, you're right.
So now
Second
has
throw.
the birdie look. Martin gets the birdie.
Well done.
Can see over the basket in that shot Frank, who is a legend of the Berlin Open.
Not just there. I think in the whole German disc golf community.
Yes.
And he's been the tournament director for this one for 20 years now.
Yeah, that's great. So thank you, Frank. Thank you for the work you do. And Stephen Defty, you might see holding the sign. Yeah, we're very thankful for them for what they've done for Berlin disc golf.
All right. Off to our next hole. It's the longest hole we have here on this course, 256 meters. And you look at the elevation difference, 15 meters.
Yeah, I mean, I said the last hole is my favorite, but this is right up there. This would maybe be second favorite.
So we have many favorite holes.
Yeah, we do. It's a beautiful course.
It's nicknamed the Rodelbahn.
Yes, and for non-German speakers, what is that?
Well, you can see here there's a slope, and in the wintertime, I think a lot of kids and adults as well.
Yes. We'll go sledding down there.
Exactly.
Wow, what a drive. Wow.
Holy smokes. So you see a little path down there that's crossing.
Mm-hmm.
If you make it to that path, that's a really good shot.
Yes.
So Jerome
crushed it. Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to tell without perspective. You need someone like me on video who hits an early tree. But wow. It's still going.
Wonderful. Yeah, and the preferred place to be is towards the left side.
Especially for right-hand throwers, yeah.
Exactly.
Opens up the airspace.
Because then you can approach it again with a backhand hyzer. This is so beautiful. Wow.
Another blasted one.
Holy smokes. So far, we haven't seen a shot that goes into the trees. I mean, it's the final round, so that's what we could expect from these guys, but unbelievable.
Yeah. Let's just watch this power here. If you all want to work on your form, this might be a good slow-mo video to watch.
Yeah,
and a little finesse at the end there.
Also, Hannes is is coaching a little bit. We did a clinic last year where I was setting up the camera, of course, not teaching, but he was correcting form. And so, if you have any questions, just send a message to Hannes on Instagram.
Yeah. Oh, is it gonna stay out of the trees? Not fully, and. I mean, we were treated to incredible shots off the start, but that's often what happens. You either hyzer out left into the left side trees, or trying to correct that, you aim further right and you sort of drift into the right-hand trees. T drifted towards the right, but maybe has a safe.
Wow, we were just treated to some incredible drives. So this has played as the hardest hole today. It goes 256 meter par 4. It's been playing as a par 5 today, and we see why it's a par 4. It's for our lead card, who threw way past the rest of the field today, and I think the crowd really loved it. As you can see, they're already chasing down to watch the rest of the hole. So we're in for a treat the rest of the day as well.
Those first 3 tee shots were the best tee shots I've ever seen on this hole.
Absolutely
I've seen a lot of
stunning.
Amazing.
Thanks, past me.
Wow, Andrew, we will see that a couple times from you during this coverage as our very own sideline reporter.
Sideline reporter and in the booth. I maybe can't play as well as the pros, but I can talk as well as them, maybe.
And as the announcer.
And as the announcer, yeah.
All right. T is a bit far away here on the side, but I think for him it's probably reachable.
And again, I just want to emphasize again how well they are playing this hole. I said in my sideline reporting that it was playing as a par 5, meaning that the average score was a full stroke over par.
Wow.
And you see that often people just don't have the distance. They're in the woods. They throw left side, right side. I mean, this is incredible work from the lead card.
Yeah, I think Jerome has about probably 90 meters left
Yeah.
with his drive, and
Oh, it throws past it.
with his second throw.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Same for Hennes. He went even further with his first throw.
Mhm.
So, ooh,
Oh, great.
beautiful approach.
Well done.
Yeah, Stan.
Is it going to come back? Yeah, a little long as well.
Also, Andrew, you see it's a sunny day,
Mm-hmm.
but it was, I think, 34 degrees.
Mm.
It was a brutal day.
Yeah. Yeah. I I would say I reached new levels of exhaustion after this tournament. The heat, playing the beautiful but long course, 3 rounds. I can't imagine if I had been skilled enough to make it to semis and finals. So you're essentially playing 4 rounds in 2 days, and
Yeah.
still playing this well.
You see it's a little bit windy. You see the grass, beautiful putt here.
Great par save.
You see the grass moving a little bit to the left and right, and Jerome's shot, you saw it was lifting up
Yeah.
over the basket.
Yeah.
Let's see if Martin can convert.
And he does. Great
Easy
birdie.
bucket.
Yeah.
Well done.
Jerome gets the par.
Not even a tester for him.
Yeah. So still holds the lead. His competitors will really need to push on the final holes here to catch him.
All right, Hennes with a chance for birdie. Can he get it? Easy.
Yeah, I mean, well deserved after that incredible drive off the tee. All right. In our finals, what plays as hole 5 is our usual hole 16. It's a par 4. It is gettable by all of them, but you have trees on the left and on the right. A smaller
The
tree,
chalker
but
from
still
Innova,
early.
your 2-in-1 chalk bag and mini marker.
And
It's
some
a chalk
great
clay
chalk
hybrid
bags
sports
here.
sack and a PDGA legal mini. The chalker.
I know we have them at the disc golf store. I've seen those around. I like the new colors on them. But back to the hole here. Here's the small tree that you can see sort of lit in the sun. It's just enough to get in your head, and you need to play around it.
Yeah, I think what most guys try to do here is throw a backhand, little any off the tree, and then have it stable up and fade out to the left.
But you can see Martin there maybe a little too much Anheuser, which I have also done before. The other mistake you might see is letting it hyzer out too far left.
That's a great position there.
Yeah.
Hennes can attack the basket. He has a clear view. Well
Yeah.
done.
Oh, that looks clean from Jerome. Yeah, that's exactly what you want. Let's see what Stan can do. Oh, will it hold?
It does not.
Does not.
Oh.
Yeah, and talking about public parks, yeah, I mean, I love the Berlin Open, but yeah, the parks are used, so we do have pedestrians sometimes, and maybe it looks like not quite the release he was hoping for.
We were just treated to another set of incredible drives here on a 208-meter par 4. we probably won't see any eagle looks unless we have a throw in, but they're definitely set up to get some birdies. And I think this can be really a score separator hole based on how the next throws go. So follow along.
Always
Nice
fun to hear me throw back to me in the studio.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of nice to have these insights, to get them from you.
Yeah, it is. I certainly enjoyed it while recording it because, you know, in the moment, you really can have some closer insights than back here in the studio.
Unfortunately, Martin ends up on the left here. The fairway gets a lot more narrow towards the basket.
Yeah.
I think a lot of these holes, they are designed to, if you play more conservative, to get an easy par.
Yeah.
The birdies are tricky, and often you try
It's
to
that
attack,
risk reward, right?
go for the birdies, and then it invites you to go into
Yeah.
the bushes.
Yeah.
Here, obviously, our lead card, they want to play a birdie
Yeah.
every time,
Yeah.
and they do have the skills to do that.
Yeah. And that's what, when we started this hole, I was trying to figure out the way to explain it because on paper it looks fairly simple. Wider than before, 200 meters, they can throw 120, then 80 meters, you know. But it does, that narrowing of your vision, it can get in your head a little bit.
Yeah, great approach here before by Jerome.
Nice.
And Hennis as well. Hennis again a chance for birdie here.
Yeah. I think, you know, you mentioned at the top that strong arm, I think really helps on these longer holes, give you a better look. Oh, it looks good from this angle.
What I also really love about the Berlin Open, Andrew, in the final round, we typically have a gallery.
Yes.
Because as you said before, we play 3 rounds, 2 on Saturday, 1 Sunday morning. And then we'll have semifinals and then finals. So lots of these players. Nice birdie.
Nice birdie.
A lot of the players are just following along in the final round. And I love the vibe then.
Yeah, I love the community. You know, I think some follow along just to watch great disc golf, but some... Oh, that's hard for Hennis after a great drive, great upshot. But what I was getting to is I think also the community. Yeah, I think if you're in the Berlin disc golf community, you get to know people, you start to root for your friends. And so I also love that about the gallery, that you have so many people that are just cheering on people they care about.
All right, Stan cleaning up his par.
Yeah, with the unfortunate spit out for Hennis, it ends up that Jerome is the only birdie there.
Yep.
So moving on to our next hole, hole number 6. Played first 3 rounds. This is hole number 17, another par 4. What did you think about this one yourself, Chris, when you played it?
First of all,
So at the moment, we're waiting for some community members to clear the field as we're about to tee off on hole 17. Jerome has taken a 4-stroke lead with 4 holes to go, and this hole 17 is very attackable. So let's watch him play.
yeah, I was going to say...
Past me keeps interrupting present me. Apologies.
we do have a lot of pedestrians. Just that's the spot to be to enjoy the sun. So here our volunteers, they have a tough job.
Yeah. And especially on such a hot day, people really wanted to be in that shade on the left. We had to chase away a few cyclists who had parked there.
Exactly. So we had a short delay. The hole itself, you said it's very attackable. We have a Mando here, the big tree. You have to play to the left. No, not in danger.
Flirting
not
with
in
it.
danger. It's coming back.
Yeah.
But you cannot be too short because you will be surrounded by trees, and it will be hard to get to the basket. I think this is sort of a max distance shot here from Hennis.
Yeah.
Going with a sidearm around the Mando tree.
Yeah.
That would be ideal.
Yeah, I think that's that's the miracle shot that a lot are hoping for.
Yeah.
But it's such a low ceiling. You have a wide low ceiling, or you have a small higher ceiling that you can barely see on the rounded tree there.
Yeah. So the safe shot is just backhand towards the left. You don't have to actually throw it too far. 95 meters, 100 meters. That's a good spot to be. And
you can see Martin judging the distance there.
yeah, and you can see the window here. So being too far, being 10 meters more to the right would be a bad spot.
Yeah.
So here, that's prime position, I would say.
Yeah, I know on my card somebody landed short of the Mando, but far to the right. And so then you have to, sort of lose a stroke trying to get around the Mando tree. Let's see how close T can get here.
And the fairway in the back, close to the basket, plays really fast. You can see all the grass
the tall
here.
grass, and then it gets shorter. Yeah.
Yes. So you got to be careful to come in not too flat.
Yes, you don't skip past. You can see some live cricket in the background as well. I will say we worked collaboratively that day. They knew not to pick up this, and we knew to return the ball. A great birdie there.
Well done.
That's how you want to play the hole. Yeah.
Hen is going for birdie here.
Yeah, it was a long look. Martin also for the birdie look. And he converts.
Beautiful. Stan also going for the birdie here. It's interesting. It seems so easy. But when I played, and probably you, Andrew.
Yes, you're correct. It was not so easy.
It's so hard.
And I think also it's something we didn't talk about is that for most of the hole, you're quite protected from the wind by the trees. And then on the putting green, it gets windy again. So I saw a lot, mine included, sail far right or left of where you're aiming because now you have the wind to contend with. So, unfortunate again for Hennis there not to get the birdie, but everyone else carded a birdie there, and playing the way you should play there.
Here's our next hole. Plays 170 meters, par 3. We have the tournament tent there, which is used as a mandatory.
Yeah. Which is usually quite fine. We have some times where maybe there's an errant throw into the headquarters area.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was my mistake. It's coming up later.
Coming up soon. Oh, yes. That's the one we play usually is hole 18. This one, low ceiling for a lot of it. So sometimes you see a roller. I definitely saw that in years past. I think this year the grass was a little bit taller.
Yeah. Again, you can use a backhand or a sidearm here. I think the backhand is the easier throw, but you have to keep it low.
Yeah, exactly. Point proven. You start to do some tree trimming, hit leaves and branches, which makes par okay. You can usually save par, but birdie is tough on this one.
Yes. And T gets through everything. Oh, you can hear the cricket players in the background.
Yeah, this hole played almost a half stroke over par for the first 3 rounds.
Let's see what Hennis can do. Oh, that's beautiful. You see his... Wow. His disc, 2-color disc, I believe.
Yeah, I like the way that flies.
Nicht durch die Gap, aber
You can pick up 2-color discs on discgolfstore.de.
There you go. Yeah, Hennis just said it was not the gap he was aiming for, but hey, he made it to the basket.
My father always said it's better to be lucky than good, which is maybe nice, but maybe a bit insulting in my skill level.
Yeah. Oh, that was very low. I was wondering if he had tailwind there.
Yeah, and then I'm not sure if he was going for it or just trying to lay up safe. It looked maybe a tweener, as they say sometimes.
T has about 12 meters left. Hits the cage.
It's the cage, a little low.
Easy cleanup here for
Easy cleanup. Oh, it's just not been his day on the putting green. Definitely the drives are there. Hopefully can clean up the putt for future tournaments.
Easy putt for Jerome here.
Easy par. You'll take your par on this one. I think birdies were quite rare. Looking at round 2, for instance, there were only 4 birdies. Now we move on to your 10th hole.
There you go.
We played it as hole 18, first 3 rounds, 118 meter par 3. I imagine sometimes we have listeners who know a lot about disc golf and some that don't. I struggle to throw 100
here we
meters.
are at the second to last hole. We're about to tee off. It's a close run for second place at the moment. So these drives will be crucial. Yeah, let's watch it happen.
Great insights here, Andrew.
Yes, thank
Close
you.
run for second place.
Steven?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty dry from Jerome there. So what I was saying before I interrupted myself is that, for instance, I can throw about 95 meters, 100 on a good day, 105 on a great day. So 118 would be hard for me as a par 3, but you can see the power of our lead card. And especially throwing a high hyzer, you lose some distance. And wow, what a drive from Martin there.
Yes. I mean, this is not a straight shot. So we have this beautiful tent here, which is
Yes.
our tournament tent.
Yes.
And that's the Mando. And just behind it, you see, again, a lot of trees.
A lot of trees.
So you see a lot of players come in low and hope for the skip shot to end up at the basket.
Yeah.
Because if you go high, you have to be, I would say, pretty lucky to hit this one gap there.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, this is...
That's the skip shot. Wow.
Yes. Maybe a little bit more inside. That's what you want to see. So I'm pretty excited to see what Hennis can do here. He's got a big arm and he's going really high off the tee into the clouds.
Cameraman keeping track there. Yeah, great drive.
So we just witnessed some incredible drives here today. And this whole weekend, this has been quite a rare birdie. So only 4 birdies today out of, I believe, 85 attempts. And so we now have a possibility to witness some more birdies. So let's follow along.
Yeah, and shout out here to Tim. Great camera work catching Hennis' sky throw.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a good time to shout out everyone who makes this tournament happen. You know, as we're at tournament headquarters, we had a lot of volunteers. We had a lot of long-time support, like we said with Frank. Our video crew. Yeah, people hopping in to be spotters, to help set up, help tear down. So thanks to all our volunteers.
Yeah, it's not your regular tournament here. We have to put these baskets into place in the mornings.
Yes.
And get rid of them in the evenings and
do it again the next day.
Great.
Oh, good bid from T.
Exactly, and do it again the next day. So shout out to all volunteers. Without them,
yeah,
it's not possible.
Yeah. You saw there, probably smart play from Jerome. Knows he just needs to lay up for par, finish out strong. Martin here with the birdie look.
Yeah, wow, one of the rare birdies.
One of those rare birdies I talked about.
Well done.
So yeah, not in a spot to take the lead from Jerome, but fighting for that second place finish at the moment.
Yeah, I think we do have a three-way tie now for second.
I think so. So going into hole 9, which again during first 3 rounds played as hole number 3. It's a par 3, 103 meters, lefty friendly perhaps, or sidearm friendly.
Three-way tie for second place.
There we go.
Between Vetne, Amann, and Martin Cronacher. I don't think we've ever had that before.
So yeah, it is a
So,
tight race for
as you
second.
just heard, we have a 3-way tie for second place. Jerome is likely to take this down with, I believe, a 4-stroke lead, but still some exciting tension with a 3-way tie for second. So let's see how they finish out.
Yeah, I think Jerome has a comfortable lead here.
Yeah, I would say so.
So let's see what Martin, Stan, and T can do.
Yeah. But I do know, especially throwing backhand, which Martin does here, you can end up hyzering out left into the trees, or you can see it on screen there, the tree jail over there, which a player like myself might land in, and it's quite hard to escape from there and get par.
Yeah, landing on that right side is almost a guaranteed lost this here.
Yeah. Great jive from Jerome. That's all he needed. And you see we have a bit of an elevated pin for the final hole here.
Also, that run up is not the easiest. It's sloping up a little bit.
Yeah. Which can change your angles.
Does it beat the bush? Yes, it
Oh,
does.
wow. A little too strong.
Yeah. T going with a sidearm here. Oh, this looks early. This is in trouble.
Yeah, that's that lost disc territory. Yeah, someone on my card lost it and had to take the penalty stroke.
Ooh, I like that.
Clean looking sidearm, a little twigs, but oh yeah,
Great shot.
great shot.
And yeah, here we see Jerome has a 4-stroke lead.
There's Frank.
Oh,
Thanks for everything you do.
all right, T. Hey, he found his disc. That's a good sign.
That's a good sign. Oh, and almost made that. That was a good
there
play
was
out.
Somehow there was a gap.
Martin surrounded by branches, framed nicely.
Little stepper.
Oh,
Almost gets that.
almost gets that.
Oh, he needs that. And he gets
got
it.
And he got it. Great birdie.
I think that secured his second place.
Yeah, I think solo second with that.
Also, nice finish here for Hennis.
Nice finish. After maybe some unfortunate putts, that's a strong way to finish. And there it is.
Another birdie to finish the hole here and the tournament.
Yeah, strong way to finish. Let Martin clean up his par.
But look at all the green here.
Yeah, so many birdies. Great round. I mean, really, we saw why they were on lead card.
T also finishing with a par here. Sorry.
we look at our stats. Yeah, tied third.
Okay,
Martin and
ladies
T.
and gentlemen, introducing your 2025 champion, Jerome Braun.
Well done, Jerome.
Congratulations.
If you don't mind a couple questions for the fans out there, congrats on your win today. I've had the absolute delight of playing with you in years past, and it's really cool to see you take this down. How are you feeling?
Great. I mean, really one of my best wins, or how to say. I love the Berlin Open. It's my first win here, so. And thanks for the support. It's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I know you've been a long time member participant, and it's a family affair here. What's it like to be here with your father also winning his division, your brother, and a ton of fans and supporters here as sort of the local champion?
Yeah, it means a lot. I mean, I started playing with them, and not just my father and Victor. Of course, it's like very important for me, but also all the other players I know for 20 years now, I guess. And yeah, it's just a great feeling. I started playing here. Yeah, it's awesome.
Well, congrats. We were treated to some delightful drives and amazing putts. And so for the fans, we say thank you. And if you want to thank anyone or any final words.
Thanks to my caddy, Björn. Thanks to Frank and all the staff organization. I know it's a lot of work. And thanks Stan and T. Great battle we had. And Martin, of course. Thank you too. I mean, great support. Thanks.
Yes. Yes, thanks to our tournament organizers. Thanks to all the fans. And have a great afternoon.
Wow. Great interview, Andrew.
And thank you, Chris. Great commentating, great film work, and thanks to everyone watching and following along. Hope you enjoyed the 2025 Berlin Open.
And we'll see you soon.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining.
Thank you.